Shabbat Shalom and greetings to you all. My dear friend Lorella has escaped the cold to Hawaii, so I thought I'd put on a Hawaiian shirt to celebrate her and Gus's nice journey. It's the Thanksgiving week, and it's a time for family, for exploration, for celebration of fall and oncoming winter. It's for officially giving thanks, although why we need a day to officially give thanks is beyond me. It should be a natural reaction to the beauty of the world and life and love. Now, I recently read that many are very unhappy with this concept of Thanksgiving as a tradition, and that it really celebrates genocide and American imperialism, that it glorifies racial violence and slavery. I never got that memo, but maybe my teachers weren't as aware as now, but I kind of like the family, friends, and thanks version better. I still, thought that the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock and didn't the natives greet them and help them survive this new world? Couldn't we acknowledge a little niceness now and then? Well, that's what this time's about. So spend some time with family and friends. It is the same everywhere. It's in all societies. We all give thanks, in all families, because no matter what anyone says, it really is a small world after all. It's a world of laughter, it's a world of tears, it's a world of hopes, and a world of fears. There's so much that we share that it's time that we're aware it's a small world after all. 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 It's a small world. It is a small world. Now, I occasionally wonder, why do people have such difficulty saying thank you, setting a time to acknowledge each other? I think the only two short phrases that are harder for people are I'm sorry or I love you, except in throwaway situations when they don't really mean it. Sometimes, though, it's the little things that actually mean the most. Well, be thankful and acknowledge any who you want to be thankful to. And be thankful to your God, whoever or whatever that may be, even for those of you who worship only gold. And sadly, I know far too many who fit that category, but at least spend some time giving thanks. You will be richer for it. Celebrate whatever you can celebrate. Celebration is a means of elevation of your spirit and soul. And Thanksgiving, with its parade, its games, its acknowledgement of children, it's time for sharing and caring. It's heralding that most wonderful time of the year, is a gateway to a month of celebration. There's a party going on right here, a celebration lasts throughout the year. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We're gonna celebrate and party with you. Come on. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Well, let's all celebrate. Let's all have a good time. So thank you, Lord. Friends, if you did not light a candle in honor of those who lost their lives at Kristallnacht, light one now. Elevate one of those great souls. Show the world that you still care. The celebration of Thanksgiving is really just the beginning. We're just a few weeks away from the first of the twin festivals of light, Hanukkah. It's a wonderful story. It's a miracle story, as the twin light festivals tend to emphasize miracles. And over the next few weeks, we're going to talk about them. Now, I myself always look forward to the soufflette, the deep fried donuts. After all, it's a holiday celebrating oil, which has been used since the beginning of time practically to provide light, heat, safety. So let's light the passion within us to celebrate light and love and family and togetherness, like when we come together as a group to honor and pray and observe as a community, a collective consciousness of seekers showing faith, any and all faith, love, any and all love. Because we're a true chavura fellowship, as we express our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes, unites us all in this community, house of spirit, Beth Ruach, sharing and bringing light, keeping fear at bay. And even though together we're always individual in our approach, each connecting in his or her their own way, You don't have to do what somebody else does. So once again, please do go ahead and invite everybody, physically, digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, any way you want to gather and share. From Psalm 133, Nehini Matov, come together. How good and pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community. Community. Together. We support each other in this community. So let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the world. Remember, friends, this is you setting aside just a little bit of sacred time in your own sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in. We all believe in something. It's a part of your kavanah. It's your intention that you put out to the universe. It's your goodwill. Goodwill and intention, they're the roots of what you can control, of what you can correct. It's your intention that sets in motion everything that occurs in your life, my friends. Let's take some time now. Let's use that intention. Let's send some of that goodwill, some light, some healing out to whoever that needs it. Healing and renewal for everyone. Flows through space, finding those in need. So send it out for those you know, for the souls and spirits of everyone you love. Think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love. Just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It's for our pets. It's for the earth. It is the healing of the world, the tikkun olam, healing of the world. It's part of our spiritual genetic makeup. We all have to help heal the world. We each do our own little piece. Because as we change our own little corner of the world, we change the conditions of life. Part of that healing. So we send thoughts and energy for health and renewal and goodwill for everybody. They don't have to be sick. It's for those in our hearts and our minds. So let's all send energy for the people in need everywhere. And always special thoughts and prayers for those undergoing surgery or special care or who truly need it. We pray for those who need prayer. We don't have to know them. We want health, recovery, goodwill, good life for everybody around us. For Johnny and Fern, for Doria, Shoshi, for Shell, for the glowing one, for Snoopy, Kay, for all those suffering and in need. Let's not forget to include all the familiars of our lives, all those sacred animal friends everywhere. For everybody you know in need, for the whole world. For dear sweet Deborah. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, goodwill, and love we all send out. It just circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care. Because the world is a world of spirit. Spirit, my friends, never dies. May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Misha Barach. Let us all have our spirits renewed, because this is the great prayer for healing, my friends, in which we call upon God to heal as He has healed before. Misha Barach, may He who blessed, because all healing is a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing, renewal, refreshing energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. Now, this week's title is very misleading. This week we read toldot, the records. Now the word toldot means records as in generational records. This isn't the first we've seen or read. You get the lists of children and grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Those are generational records, toldot. And we ended last week, in effect, with toldot in hearing about Keturah's other children and Ishmael's children. And in this case, this topic, this week's about two children. They represent the ultimate in sibling rivalry and the historic and generational destructive effects of parents on their children. Read this week. This week we learn about the birth of the twins Esau and Jacob. We get a look at what it would have been like to have been in Delphi hundreds of years later at the great oracle, and how to interpret what it says. We read about the famous sale of the birthright, the deception of Isaac, and stolen blessing. We see the steps one son takes to earn the love of his parents. This truly is one of the most powerful stories in the Bible. Ripples through time and space, going backwards to Cain and Abel and forwards through the patriarch years to the sons of kings and prophets, touching on some of the great rivalries still echoing today. It captures the fabric of all kinds of family relationships, parents against parent, sibling against sibling, husband against wife. It is an origin story of rivalry. And the only way it can end, someone has to rise above it. And someone will. This is the story of rights, of deceptions, of the initiation of karma, of jealousy, of parental love and choice, of want and need, of fear, of the age-old scream of sibling antipathy. And it continues to this day. My brother, if you could cast a little light on someone, it's not too soon. You took me halfway around the world. I'm running out of time and reasons. My true friend, if you could tell me what it is that keeps you coming down. You left me halfway up in the clouds. The higher you fly, the less I see. Genesis 25:20. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah, daughter of Bethuel, the Aramean from Paddan Aram, sister of Laban, the Aramean, to him as a wife. And Isaac prayed to the Lord for his wife because she was infertile. The Lord was prevailed upon by him, and his wife Rebekah became pregnant. And the children struggled inside her, and she said, if it's like this, why do I exist? And she went to inquire of the Lord, and God said to her, 2 nations are in your womb. 2 peoples will be dispensed from you. 1 people will be mightier than the other people, and the older, the younger will serve. Now the decision of who's the number 1 son, still God's. Now, how many of you have had that battle within your own family, regardless of birth order? I know many who fought that war and suffered the ego shattering and search for love and acceptance that can accompany it. Now, this understanding of how this was just translated is actually based on a misunderstanding of the subtle, incredibly ambiguous biblical wording. The text does not, in fact, say that the elder son will serve the younger son. We like to translate it that way. In biblical Hebrew, the subject may either precede or follow the verb, and the object may either precede or follow the verb. And what that means is that sometimes it is impossible to tell which word in a biblical verse is the subject, which is the object, especially if the verse is in poetry, which this one is. Now that's the case in the oracle to Rebekah. Pure ancient poetry. It can mean the elder will serve the younger, but it equally can mean the elder, the younger will serve. Exact same wording. Now, like the Delphic oracles in Greece, this prediction contains 2 completely opposite meanings. Therefore, the person who receives it, Rebekah, can hear whatever she wants, consciously or subconsciously. Can be understood to mean that Jacob will serve Esau, or that Esau will serve Jacob. Genesis 25:24. And her days to give birth were completed. There were twins in her womb, and the first came out already like a hairy robe, and they called his name Esau. After his brother came out, his hand was holding Esau's heel, and he called his name Jacob. And Isaac was 60 years old at their birth, and the boys grew up, and Esau was a man who knew hunting, man of the field. Jacob was a simple man, living in tents. Does anyone know that to be true? No. Numerous attempts have been made to denigrate Esau in Midrash And even in current biblical interpretation, it's not justified according to any of the texts. The motive, however, is understandable. Jacob's behavior in the matters of the birthright and the blessing is a complete embarrassment. Even small children express surprise at what this patriarch does to his brother and his father. Now, the Torah itself neither denigrates Esau nor justifies Jacob. On the contrary, one of the great qualities of the Tanakh is precisely that none of its heroes is perfect. Moreover, Jacob suffers some kind of recompense for every deception he commits, as do Laban, Rachel, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, and all of Joseph's other brothers. Instant karma's gonna get you. Gonna look you right in the face. Better get yourself together, darling. Join the human race. How in the world you gonna see? Laughing at fools like me. Who on earth do you think you are? A superstar? Well, right, you are. Who do you think you are? The lesson, therefore, is not only that people are not perfect, but that acts of deception can fester in a family, generationally, and they have consequences. Those who try to excuse Jacob and turn Esau into a villain are unfortunately hiding these essential lessons of the Torah. Yes, my friends, the world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, own your free. Be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light. All who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone. And to terror and hatred. Remember, we are a community. We learn together. We celebrate each other. We love each other. We share this right together, men and women equally. So let's send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing. And thanks to all who need it. And please do learn to forgive. Learn to love. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life and tell those you love that you do love them. Take advantage of the time you have. We take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our efforts to grow, to learn, to be, to love. So please do love. Now bless you all. Have a fantastic week. A week of love and light, a week of peace, a week of miracles. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe because we set in motion everything that happens in our lives. It's our intention, our cabinet, our cause, our effect, everything's linked. You always have time to forgive and be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what's good and bad, so acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, to any person you've wronged, and ask forgiveness. But do so with sincerity, accountability, vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate, because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself and other people and the whole world just as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey, my friends. Do not stop moving towards your own promised land. It's your home. Keep on dreaming. Keep on being. Keep sharing. Keep shining. Keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear. Follow love. It's always in front of you. And remember to faith. I have faith in the principle of love in all of you. Act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none. Defraud none. Hate none. Cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace in this year. May you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. Work to be present in the body and expand your heart and quiet your mind, because the deepest source of your real power lies in your consciousness, in your own ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. So make the most of your time in this life. Continue to touch and transform lives around you. You're never alone. You're forever blessed and have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet. Health, love, and renewal to everybody you come across, because we're all energy, and energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. Your words are your power to transform, to love, to bless. So be generous. Bless others and bless yourself. Love with the heart, because we're all part of a greater whole. grace, love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger, and be there for someone, because someone is always there for you, whether you know it or not. Continue to explore faith and belief and what they mean to you. Never accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel others have felt, whatever you've experienced others have too, we share together. We learn together, and we help each other, because we're each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support we all have or could have, that special someone in our lives. So find them. Tell them what they mean. And keep forgiving those you need to forgive, and keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. Realize the stories you read from thousands of years ago are not just history. They're the fabric of our lives, of your life. You'll read about yourself and your relationship in these pages. And the other night, while reading this section of the Torah, I had a Hallmark Christmas movie on in the background about two brothers. Very apropos, whose anger and jealousy and fear kept them apart for most of their lives, but they can come together. As will these two brothers, but not how you think they will. Friends, this is a tale as old as time, and only you can actually stop its replay. Tale as old as time. Tune as old as song. Bittersweet and strange, fine and you can change. Learning you were wrong. Certain as the sun rising in the east. Well, we all know that song, don't we? Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast. Now, which is which, my friends? This story about the seeds of deception and the fruit it produces. Rebecca masterminds the deception of Isaac. Jacob is a willing participant. His hesitancy, his fear of participation is not because it's morally wrong and bankrupt. It is only his fear of being caught and then cursed instead of blessed. He will willingly lie to his father, steal from his brother, and sacrifice anyone in his way. And he will be haunted for the rest of his life for the choices he makes, and he will pass that on genetically to his children. Read this biblical story this week. Now, thank you for joining me. Have a great week. Please keep exercising forgiveness. Be thankful, be gracious, be kind, be loving. Believe in yourself and in love, and continue to spread a little goodwill to the world. And never forget, you are the miracle in someone else's life. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care.